Hi everyone, it's good to be here, hope you're well. I'm just putting on a little bit of pre-shave as usual. There we go, I'm using my my normal executive shaving lime pre-shave. Because I'm going to use a soap today that was sent to me by Dan from the YouTube channel Vintage Life. It is a soap Dan made himself in the old-fashioned way. I thoroughly recommend his video and I will put a link in the description here. Now Dan wanted an honest opinion of his soap. He's very proud of the soap he made, I think it's fair to say. But it is an Amalfi lemon and basil soap, and I've got it here to review today, or to give my opinion on. I'm going to be using a Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements slant razor today, the Bakelite slant razor. Now let me just show you what I like about this. Although it's Bakelite, it's got a brass centerpiece there and a little brass piece on the head cap. So, you know, it's going to last a long time and that's going to remain nice and firm. I'm going to use a Dorco blade today, the ST301 stainless blade that I've used in all of the other slant razor videos. And it's his second use. Now let me tell you that I like this razor a lot. There we are. It is a very lightweight razor. That's because it's made of Bakelite, not Baker Heavy. Boom, boom. Now the brush I'm using today is soaking in my special mug. You can see that the mug is very unusual because it hasn't got Old Spice stamped on it where it should be. There we are, got my Truefitting Hill Traveller soaking in there. So let's start with this soap. It's a nice smelling soap. For me, it's a mild smelling soap. For me, it needs more lemon in it. I think it would really benefit from a really good hit of those Amalfi sweet lemons. And as they are top notes, they would dissipate more quickly than the basil, I believe, and that would leave the basil scent to linger. It's really nice actually. It's holy basil, and apparently that has been used in India for thousands of years in Ayurveda. I'm just going to read from my notes here. It promotes purity and lightness in the body. It cleanses the respiratory tract, and its oil acts as a strong antiseptic. And that was all information that Dan provided for me. Now its leaves produce a rich source of essential oils, including camphor. And before I read Dan's notes, you know, I didn't bother reading the notes. I just came straight in here and used the soap because I was excited to receive it. But I couldn't quite work out what I was smelling till I read Dan's notes. There is a slight hint of the camphor, and it's just a touch there, and it's really nice actually. So it's like a sort of slightly green scent to the basil with that little hint of camphor. Nice. Now Dan says, and I certainly can back this up, that there are not many basil scented soaps on the market, and it's one of his favourites, which is why he used it in his own soap. Now, just going to add a drop of water to this. There we are, there's my True Fit and Hill, my little traveller, silver tip badger brush. It's a very, very hard puck of soap. You know, I should have shown you before I started really, but I can't make an indentation in it with my finger. Now I've used this 4 times so far, and I've face lathered with it and I've bowl lathered with it, and what I've found is it's very nice soap, but I think the lather could do with being a little more stable. It seemed a little thin to me, especially when I bowl lathered, and it seemed to dissipate a little bit. My thoughts were that it maybe needed a little bit more stearic acid, but I'm not a soap maker, so you know, what do I know? But apart from that little thing, very nice soap. Now I'll announce the winner of the Proraso Green later on in the video, and also the winner of the Lemon Chill from last time. It has not been claimed yet, so I shall mention that again. Now let's get this soap on and get this shave going. You know, I'm getting to like this brush more and more. I hadn't used it that much, and I know I've said before I'm not super keen on silver tip badgers, but I'm beginning to really like this brush. Now I've loaded the soap a little longer today, just to get a little more into my brush. So I'm just going to keep adding some water, and we'll see how this builds. I must say it is an absolute pleasure to receive soaps that people have made, you know, themselves. Trying them out, and of the few that I've received, and it is a very few, but they've been pretty good, I tell you. Now I've hardly added any water to this soap, And you can see I'm getting quite a nice lather. Now, this is what I found. I'm not getting, how can I put it? Now that's a nice lather. I'm not getting a voluminous lather with loads of it everywhere, and I know from using it the last 4 days that if I keep adding water to this brush and trying to build a really voluminous lather, I'll just get too much water into the mix. I found it's a soap where you really don't need much water at all. So there we go. Thank you, Dan. Now this razor I really like. It's on a par with the result that I got from the Icon X3. Possibly it's a little better than the Icon X3, although they're really always like that. It's close. I do like the lightweight Bakelite razor. It is a torqued head, as you can see. It is based on a vintage Fazan twist razor. Douglas from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, as I'm sure you know, is mad keen on those old vintage razors. I found this to be comfortable and really, really efficient. No post-shave pain or soreness at all. I do wonder if the Bakelite, with it being so light, helps me keep the pressure off my face. It helps me not press. Look at that. I do like my Mercure 45 as well, which is another Bakelite razor. Gives a terrific shave. The handle actually is almost identical to this one on the Mercure, but I quite like these Bakelite razors, as I've said, but I have an aluminium above the tie razor. And because it's metal, it feels like it should be heavier than it is. Whereas the Bakelite, I think, would be really odd if it was heavy. Bakelite is the first plastic, by the way. It was invented in 1907 by, I've written the guy's name down, Leo Bakerland, and it is the first thermosetting plastic. Now what that means is that its form, once it's set, won't change or melt under heat. So of course that's why Bakelite in the past was used in the old-fashioned valve radios. It was used for plugs, for electrical equipment, all sorts. Now there's my first pass, nice and easy. And actually I have to say that that lather was the best I've had so far, so perhaps, well, perhaps the lather was not as unstable as I imagined. Perhaps it just took me to put a little less water into the mix, but we'll see as we go along. What's nice about this soap is the post-shave feel. It's amazingly slick. I feel, to be honest, that I could lather my face up, wash it off and have a shave. You know, there's that much sort of slickness on my skin. It's really nice. So because it's the lemons, I thought the lime pre-shave would just go with that. Excuse me looking away there, I've got a little mirror just there and I could just see a little easier. Now, soap's going on a little bit thinner this time, that's to be expected. So second pass, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements razor. There's a little bit of blade feel with this. You can see that there is a little bit of overhang. That's okay, as long as you are aware of it. I'm going to go with the grain again. The amount of blade feel lessens significantly with the second pass. And I'll be honest with you, it just feels like I'm running a piece of Bakelite over my face at the moment. Now I am going in the same direction, so it's bound to feel a little bit like that. But because of that, I'm finding it to be a very comfortable razor indeed. Now I'm getting a really close shave with this, but you can just ease the handle, loosen the handle a little bit, 1/8 of a turn. And it would, if you wanted, make the razor just a little more aggressive. But for me, I don't think there's any need for that at all. This is the hard bit, isn't it? Around your chin there. Now I'm sure you can see it's a short razor, it's 3.5 inches in its entirety. Sorry, 3.25 inches in its entirety. My mistake there. It has a blade exposure of 1.032 millimeters and a blade gap of 0.203 millimeters. So really precise measurement there. And I'm just finding that combination to be really good, really close, really super comfortable. Of course I can roll back on the head if I wish. Do you know I needed a shave today, guys? Couple of days growth, and I didn't sleep last night, so I was tossing and turning all night long. So it's really nice to come in here and have a relaxing shave. Now before we continue, we shall announce the winners. So first of all, in the giveaways, let me just say thank you for those that took part. Now, last week's winner of the Lemon Chill was Paul Charlesworth. Paul, please get in touch. I'll leave my email address below. I forgot to do that last time, but I will leave it this time. I've got that ready to send out to you. Now, the Proraso Green, I'm just reaching for it here, was won by Home Glen, and sir, if you get in touch with me, I will send that out to you. It was a UK only giveaway this week. I didn't think it would be very cost effective to send Proraso to the United States or anywhere like that, but there we are. Home Glen, it's yours. Please get in touch. Now, last pass. It goes so quick while I'm in here talking to you. This is definitely the best lather I've got with this soap. I think water is the key to this soap, not adding too much of it. Now I can feel a little bit of the camphorousness. Is that a word? I can feel a little bit of the camphor on my lips there. It's not unpleasant at all. The scent is really nice on this, and I'll tell you what, and it's a good job because I use it often, but it goes really well with my Proraso Green. this is the type of razor is deceptively, how can I put it? Hang on a minute. It's very easy to use, and you know, for me, everything just sits right with this razor. And it's one of those where you know that you've had a really close shave, and so much so in fact that for a few hours after my last shave I kept just touching my face. I couldn't believe how close it was. It was just great. Now this is the last of the slant razors from Graham, aka Flash Boredom. So I'd really like to say thank you once again to Graham for being kind enough to lend me his slants. I've really enjoyed using them. It's been so interesting, and I think I've accidentally, or by good fortune, saved the best one till last. But this is by no means the end of the slant razor playlist, because I've got another one waiting. I've been kindly loaned a Merkur 39C by a kind gentleman, Darren, and in a couple of weeks you'll see that it is a long-handled razor, so I'm looking forward to using that on video. But for the time being, the PAA slant, very, very nice indeed. I like it a lot. Yeah, I like that little traveller. It's definitely getting better and better. Let me clean up a little bit. Now I'll do what I did with all the other slants. I'll put my score in the comments, or the description to this video rather. I'm going to put, oh, I tell you what, it's smooth. Alum. Okay, nothing up here, nothing at all. Round the chin, or just a touch there, just the tiniest little touch on the neck. There. Just got a little bit where I got the other day, and I've worked out what this is. It's where the hair on my awkward spots grows that way, and the hair here comes down. So where it catches me sometimes is right in between those two different areas of hair growth, or those different directions, but nothing really. Very, very nice indeed. Super, super close shave. A super close shave. There we are. I'm just patting. Ah, it's great. It's great. Now, you already know, don't you? Yes, that's right. It's Proraso Green. There we are. We've got a little touch of sting. I like that. I do like that. And that's it. I've got no soreness, no pain, no hair. Wonderful shave. What a wonderful shave. There we are. Well, you take care of yourselves until I see you again. I might have a surprise next time around. Yeah, I won't say any more about that. Just keep it under my hat. Take care. Subscribe if you like what you see. I'll see you soon. All the best now. Bye-bye.